Hello students, we have started chapter number 10, haloalkane and haloarine. We have seen classification of haloalkane and haloarine. Today we are going to discuss preparation of haloalkane. So today's topic is preparation of haloalkane and haloarine. Okay. So first preparation that we are going to discuss is preparation from alcohol. So first preparation is preparation from alcohol. Okay. So haloalkanes can be prepared from alcohol by various reagents like HCl, phosphorus tribromide or thionyl chloride. So how these haloalkanes can be prepared from alcohol? Let's see one by one reaction. So first preparation is we have got alcohol, ROH. Alcohol can be treated with HCl in presence of ZnCl2. Okay. So HCl reacts with alcohol in presence of zinc chloride and it will form haloalkane. So how this is going to form haloalkane? So OH group from alcohol, H plus from acid. OH and H plus will form H2O. We all know that OH and H will form H2O. So H2O will be released and what is left? So here alkyl group is left and here HCl is left. So alkyl group and Cl will form haloalkane. So HCl reacts with alcohol in presence of ZnCl2. Molecule of water will be released and we will get haloalkane. So OH from alcohol, acid will donate H plus. So H plus from acid, OH from alcohol will form H2O and alkyl plus halogen will form haloalkane. Okay, this reaction is more appropriate or more possible for tertiary alcohol than secondary than primary. Which means if tertiary alcohol is present, then within 1 minute we can get haloalkane. But if primary alcohol is there, then it will take around 5 minutes to get haloalkane. So this reaction is more possible for tertiary than secondary than primary. Okay. Next preparation is preparation from sodium bromide. So we have got alcohol, NaBr, sodium bromide is there in the presence of H2SO4. Okay. So alcohol reacts with sodium bromide in presence of H2SO4. So how will this reaction takes place? So NaBr will be dissociated into Na plus Br minus. This is for your explanation only. So NaBr will get dissociated into Na plus Br minus. H2SO4 is an acid, so it will dissociate H plus, and what is left? HSO4 minus. Okay. Now Na plus from this NaBr and HSO4 minus this. One positive charge can react with another negative charge. So Na plus from NaBr and HSO4 minus from acid, it will form NaHSO4. So one of the product is NaHSO4. Now OH minus from alcohol and H plus from acid. OH minus and H plus will form H2O. Alright, now what is left? So negative group from this NaBr will replace another negative group, that is OH minus. So Br minus will replace OH minus and it will form haloalkane, or we can say bromoalkane. Okay. Alcohol reacts with NaBr in presence of H2SO4. NaBr will get dissociated into Na plus Br minus. H2SO4 will donate H plus and HSO4 minus will be left. Na plus from here, HSO4 minus from acid will get associated and it will form NaHSO4. Alcohol will donate OH minus and acid will donate H plus. OH minus and H plus will form H2O. What is left? Br minus and alkyl group is left. It will form haloalkane. So by reaction of alcohol with NaBr and H2SO4, we can get haloalkane. Third reaction, alcohol reacts with phosphorus trihalide. So 3ROH. Here we are taking 3 moles of alcohol. It will react with phosphorus trihalide. So we have written PX3, which means phosphorus trihalide. X can be anything. It can be halogen, it can be chlorine, it can be bromine, or anything. Okay. Now, how will reaction takes place? So OH minus will be replaced by halogen. So instead of OH minus, halogen will take its place. So we will get Rx. So here 3 OH groups are replaced by 3 halogens. So we have written 3 Rx. Now what is left? What will be the byproduct? So here 3 OH groups are left and 1 phosphorus is left. So 3O, 3H and 1 P. We have got 3 hydrogen, 3 oxygen and 1 phosphorus. So 3 hydrogen, 1 phosphorus and 3 oxygen will get combined and it will form H3PO3. Again, alcohol, 3 moles of alcohol will react with phosphorus trihalide. OH will be replaced by halogen and it will form haloalkane. So we will get 3 moles of haloalkane. Now what is left? So we have got 3 hydrogen, 3 oxygen and 1 phosphorus. So 3 hydrogen, 3 oxygen and 1 phosphorus will form H3PO3. So we will get haloalkane and H3PO3 as a byproduct. Next reaction, alcohol reacts with phosphorus pentahalide. So we are writing PX5, which means phosphorus pentahalide. Halogen can be anything. It can be chlorine, it can be bromine. Okay. Now we are preparing haloalkane. So obviously OH minus will be replaced by halogen. So we will get HRX. So OH minus is replaced by X, halogen. So we are getting Rx, that is haloalkane. Now what is left? So 1 oxygen is left, 1 hydrogen is left and 4 halogen is left. So 1 hydrogen will react with 1 halogen and it will form HX. So hydrogen from alcohol and halogen from here, it will form HX, hydrohalic acid. Now what is left? 1 oxygen is left, 1 phosphorus is left and 3 halogen is left. So POX3 will be formed. Phosphorus, 1 oxygen and 3 halogens are left. So it will form POX3. Okay. Again, alcohol reacts with phosphorus pentahalide. Pentahalide, 5 halogens are there. 1 halogen will replace 1 OH group. So it will form Rx. Hydrogen from OH group combined with halogen and it will form HX. Now what is left? 1 phosphorus is left, 1 oxygen and 3 halogens are left. It will form POX3. Okay. Next product, alcohol reacts with alcohol, ROH, reacts with halogen, X2, in presence of red phosphorus. Alcohol reacts with halogen in presence of red phosphorus. X2, halogen can be anything. It can be bromine or it can be iodine. Okay. OH group will be replaced by halogen and we will get Rx, which means haloalkane. So this is same reaction like halogen can replace OH minus and it will form haloalkane. But here catalyst is different. Here catalyst is red phosphorus. So alcohol reacts with halogen in presence of red phosphorus and it will form haloalkane. Simple. Next reaction from alcohol. So alcohol reacts with thionyl chloride, SOCl2, thionyl chloride. Okay, now how haloalkane is getting formed? So OH minus will be replaced by Cl. As usual, we have already seen in previous reactions. So Cl will replace OH and it will form RCl, haloalkane or alkyl halide. Okay, now 1 hydrogen and 1 chlorine, it will form HCl. There are total 2 chlorine. So 1 chlorine will replace OH minus and it will form RCl. 1 hydrogen and 1 chlorine it will form HCl. Now SO group is left and O is left. So SO plus O, it will form SO2. So we are getting HCl and SO2 as a byproduct. Okay, again. So whenever SOCl2 reacts with alcohol, one of the byproduct is always SO2, sulfur dioxide. So halogen chlorine will replace OH minus, it will form RCl. One H from here, one Cl from here, it will form HCl. Oxygen and SO will combine and it will form SO2. Okay. Now this reaction is more preferential, more appropriate because the byproducts HCl and SO2, they can be vaporized easily and we will get pure form of haloalkane. The previous reactions we need to separate byproducts, but here for the separation of byproducts it becomes very easy because HCl and SO2, which are very we can say which are very vaporable, which means which can be converted into vapor easily. We can say HCl and SO2 are found in gaseous form. So this gaseous form byproduct can be separated easily and we will get RCl, that is haloalkane, in pure form. Okay. Now in these cases, if we want to form bromoalkane or alkyl bromide, then we need HBr and we need to boil alcohol with HBr. So for getting bromoalkane or alkyl bromide, we need HBr and we need to boil the reaction mixture. Okay, so these are all preparation of haloalkane from alcohol. Now we'll discuss preparation of haloalkane from hydrocarbon. So next preparation is preparation from hydrocarbon. Preparation of haloalkane from hydrocarbon, and this is one of the easiest preparation. We have got hydrocarbon like butane, CH3, CH2, CH3. So butane is there. Butane reacts with halogen, let's say chlorine. Cl2 is there in presence of UV light, and the temperature range is around 200. So we need to boil this reaction mixture. So butane reacts with halogen in presence of UV light and we can get many isomeric products, monohaloalkane or polyhaloalkane. What is isomeric form? Let's say one of the product is CH3CH2 CH2Cl, chlorobutane. Another product can be CH3CH2 CHCl CH3. These two products are isomeric, which means they are having same formula but different structure. So if we react hydrocarbon like butane with halogen in presence of UV light, we can get many monohaloalkane or polyhaloalkane and which are isomeric form. But the problem over here is the products are different. We are getting many products like 1 chlorobutane, 2 chlorobutane, and it is not easy to separate these products because they are having same properties. So if we want to separate these products, like we want to separate 1 chlorobutane and 2 chlorobutane, so it becomes difficult to separate 1 chlorobutane and 2 chlorobutane because they are having same properties. So we cannot separate them easily. So one of the drawback over here is we cannot separate easily these products. Okay. Third preparation is, third reaction is electrophilic substitution. Electrophilic substitution reaction. Electrophilic, which means electrophile will substitute hydrogen and it will form products. For example, we have got toluene over here. This is toluene. Toluene reacts with chlorine in presence of iron or FeCl3. Temperature range is, this reaction takes place in that temperature range is at normal room temperature. This reaction has to take place in dark. Okay. Now, toluene reacts with chlorine in presence of Fe in dark, and we know that methyl group is ortho para directing group. So we'll get two products. One is ortho product, that is Cl will be here, and one will be para. So Cl group will be at para position. Okay, again, toluene reacts with halogen like chlorine in presence of either Fe or FeCl3. Then we will get two products like orthochlorotoluene or parachlorotoluene. So we will get ortho and para, two separate products, because methyl group is ortho para directing, and these two products can be separated easily because they have different melting points. So their melting points are different, so they can be separated easily. Okay. Now, if we want to prepare fluoro-containing products like F2, so which is not possible at all. We cannot get fluorine-containing products because fluorine is highly reactive. So we cannot get fluorine-containing products. So this is not possible at all. This is not possible. So fluorine-containing product is not possible. But if we want to get iodine-containing products, then reaction, in this reaction Hi should be used, or we can use Ki, potassium iodide. Ki can be used, but in presence of oxidizing agent HNO3, because reaction with Ki is reversible. So we will get product in less amount, and to overcome this limitation we have to use oxidizing agent like HNO3. So for getting iodine containing products we need to use HNO3 as an oxidizing agent. So toluene will react with Ki or Hi in presence of HNO3 and we will get iodine containing products. Okay. So this is electrophilic substitution. Why it is known as substitution? Because here we are substituting hydrogen with halogen. So hydrogen is getting replaced with halogen. That is why it is known as substitution. Okay. Next reaction, and most IMP reaction for the board exam, Sandmeyer reaction. Sandmeyer reaction. Most IMP reaction for GUJCAT, for board exam, for any other competitive exam, most IMP. Okay. So understand it. We have got aniline. Aniline is benzene and NH2 is there. This is aniline. Aniline reacts with nitrous acid. Now nitrous acid is a combination of sodium nitrite and HCl. 2 HCl will be there. In textbook they have not written 2 moles of HCl, but 2 moles of HCl will be there. So make it correction. Alright. So aniline reacts with nitrous acid, and nitrous acid is a combination of sodium nitrite and HCl. Okay. So Na2 plus 2HCl. Temperature range is 273 to 278 Kelvin. Temperature range. Okay. Now what will be the products? So understand. 2 hydrogen. So there are total 4 hydrogens. 4 hydrogens and 2 oxygen will form 2H2O. So one of the product is 2H2O. This is not explained in textbook, so understand properly. 2 hydrogen plus 2 hydrogen, there are 4 hydrogen. 4 hydrogen and 2 oxygen, so it will form 4 hydrogen plus 2 oxygen, they will form 2H2O. So one of the byproduct is 2H2O. Okay, now sodium from here and chlorine from here. 2 HCl is there, so one chlorine will react with sodium, so it will form NaCl. Sodium from here, chlorine from here, it will form NaCl. Now what is left? So one nitrogen is left. One nitrogen is left. So two nitrogens are left and one chlorine is left. So we'll get two nitrogens will write like this and chlorine will write like this. So one nitrogen from here, one nitrogen from here and one chlorine from here. So if two nitrogens are associated, that group is known as diazo group. So two nitrogens are known as diazo group. So what is formed? So this is known as benzene. This is benzene. So benzene diazonium chloride. So this is one of the product, benzene diazonium chloride. Benzene diazonium chloride. This is benzene. This is diazonium. This is chloride. So benzene diazonium chloride. Okay. Now this is not the end product. We need to form haloalkene or haloarine. So this is an intermediate for the formation of bromobenzene or chlorobenzene. Okay. Now if we want to prepare chlorobenzene, then we need to react Cu2Cl2 with benzene diazonium chloride, then we'll get chlorobenzene. So we'll get chlorobenzene. Okay. And always diazo group will be released in the form of N2. So diazo group N2 will be released and chlorine will react with benzene and it will form chlorobenzene. Same way, if we react benzene diazonium chloride with Cu2Br2, then we'll get bromobenzene. So bromine will react with benzene and it will form bromobenzene, and obviously one of the byproduct is N2. Diazo group will always be released in the form of N2. So benzene diazonium chloride is an intermediate product. It will react with Cu2Cl2 and it will form chlorobenzene. It will react with Cu2Br2 and it will form bromobenzene. But for the formation of iodobenzene, we don't need Cu2Y2. Only potassium iodide is needed. So for the formation of iodobenzene, only potassium iodide is needed. So this is iodobenzene. K plus from here, Cl minus from here will form KCl, and diazo group, as said, it will be released in the form of N2. So we have formed chlorobenzene, bromobenzene and iodobenzene. Okay, again, Sand-Meyer reaction. We are studying Sand-Meyer reaction, and the beginning of Sand-Meyer reaction is with aniline. So we have got aniline, benzene NH2 group. This is aniline. Aniline reacts with nitrous acid. Nitrous acid is HNO2, and this is formed from the combination of NaNO2 and HCl. Sodium nitrite plus HCl will form nitrous acid. So NaNO2 plus 2 HCl. 2 hydrogen, 4 hydrogens and 2 oxygen. 4 hydrogen and 2 oxygen will form 2H2. Sodium from here, Cl from here, it will form NaCl. What is left? So one nitrogen here, and one chlorine here. So 2 nitrogen and 1 chlorine, it will form benzene diazonium chloride. Diazonium group is 2 nitrogens are combined and it will form diazonium group. So we have got benzene diazonium chloride, which is an intermediate for the formation of chlorobenzene, bromobenzene and iodobenzene. Benzene diazonium chloride reacts with Cu2Cl2 and it will form chlorobenzene. Diazo group will be released in the form of N2. Benzene diazonium chloride will react with Cu2Br2 and it will form bromobenzene. Diazo group will be released in the form of N2. But what for the formation of iodobenzene, we only need potassium iodide. So iodine will react with benzene, it will form iodobenzene. Potassium will react with chlorine, it will form KCl, and diazo group will be released in the form of N2. This is how chlorobenzene, bromobenzene, and iodobenzene is formed. So this is Saint-Mayer reaction, one of the most IMP reaction for the board exam. Okay, that's it for today.